Hi, everybody. Welcome to Movies with My Mother. I am Lexi.
And I'm Mom Lori.
And today we watched The Crazies.
We did.
From 1973. It was rated R. It was an hour and 43 minutes long, which I felt every minute of that.
Yeah, it got a little long in the middle there, didn't it?
Yeah. Directed by George Romero.
Yeah.
It got a 68% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Which, that's normal.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
A 63 on Metascore and a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb.
That seems a little low, but whatever.
Well, I do think that this kind of is. I think when people think of the movie The Crazies, they think of the remake.
Oh,
and honestly, I can't say I've ever seen this version.
Oh, okay.
I've only seen the remake.
And what I have read about the remake, it's the same movie, but it's not the same movie.
No, the handling of the townsfolk was 100% different.
Uh-huh.
So, is that just modern technique, or is that,
right? What? Yeah.
how the army actually does things instead of just, breaking into people's houses and ripping them from their beds?
Right.
So, I have a budget of about $275,000.
I saw that. Yeah.
And there was no worldwide gross because it didn't get a wide release. All it says is box office, which was about $144,000.
Which, that's crazy to me because that is nothing.
No.
That's nothing.
The plot of this movie is that the military attempts to contain a man-made combat virus that causes death or permanent insanity in those infected as it overtakes a small Pennsylvania town.
Yep.
It stars Lane Carroll, Will McMillan, Harold Wayne Jones, Lloyd Holler, Lynn Lowry, Richard Liberty, Richard France, Harry Spillman, and Will Disney, who, while looking very the Disney-like, did not seem to be related to the Walt Disney family.
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows?
I just thought Disney and was like, what? That's not a Jones or a Smith.
Right.
And then I've got a little bit of trivia. There's not a whole lot of trivia on this, and I know we've talked about George Romero before, but what do you got?
Well, our director, George Romero, he did write the screenplay for this, and it's based on the book The Mad People by Paul McCullough.
Okay.
Which I think I was surprised at that it was based on a book. But, whatever. George is considered a pioneer of the horror genre, particularly the zombie film.
Yeah.
He is described as an icon and a father of the zombie movie.
Of course, because like we said when we watched Night of the Living Dead, the only zombies that were in movies before like The Living Dead were voodoo zombies.
Right. Uh-huh.
And mostly kind of in caricature, in early 30s movies. So,
yeah, just flesh-eating ghosts.
No.
I guess.
No.
I don't know.
In the early 30s, the voodoo zombies weren't flesh-eating ghouls. They were humans that were being controlled.
Oh,
that's the voodoo zombie.
Ooh, okay, with the eyes.
Yeah, they're
okay,
like kind of in a trance.
Yes. Okay.
And somebody is controlling them, and usually it's to do physical labor.
Right.
Which is terrible. But the flesh-eating ghouls, this was really kind of where George Romero made his bones.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yay. Everything has to change.
Well, and honestly, I I appreciate the walk, the Living Dead, the Walking Dead type zombie,
Yes.
the shambling ghoul. I do think that the voodoo zombie is quite rooted in racism,
Yes.
and classism,
Yes.
and I don't like, that's stuff that I don't like.
Right.
But when you're dead and you're walking around, everybody's kind of equal.
Right.
'Cause we're all dead.
Right. Correct.
So, I do like that. And Night of the Living Dead, that was such a groundbreaking movie, not only for the horror aspect of it, but because they had a black actor as the hero.
Right.
In a time when that wasn't a thing.
No, that was not a thing. Correct.
He said the lore is that he said that Dwayne Jones just gave the best audition, but I mean, I can't help but think that being, in northern Pennsylvania, at that time, just post the early days of segregation, like, I can't help but think that there was a conscious move there to, like, we're gonna make a black man be the hero, and they're gonna like it or they're not gonna like it,
Right.
but they're gonna like it.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with you. A kind of in your face thing.
Yeah, and it was a gamble that really, really paid off.
Yes, it did.
Because the Night of the Living Dead movie is so iconic. It was remade by Tom Savini, who
Yes.
did the makeup
Yes.
for Dawn of the Dead.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think I talk about him a little and the remake of that movie. Yes.
They changed it a little bit, so a female is the heroine,
right,
in that one. But in the original movie, Barbara was supposed to kind of kick a little ass, but the way that, what was her name? Judith O'Day. The way that she played Barbara as a person that is deeply traumatized.
Right.
I don't know. It worked.
It did. It did. That movie was frightening.
It was frightening.
And like we said, this is a frightening movie from 1973. Who would in 1973? We never thought of anything like that happening. No. So we'll see about that.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Romero was born in New York City in the Bronx in 1940, and he later became a citizen of Canada, and he is buried in Toronto.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He was educated at Carnegie Mellon.
Oh, wow.
He was raised in Rochester, Harchester, Bronx, and would often take the train to Manhattan to rent reel-to-reel films. And his favorite one was a movie called Tales of Hoffman. It's an opera-based film, and Romero says that this film is the film that made him want to be a filmmaker.
Oh, wow.
And it has been reported that film has only been rented by two people, George and some guy named Martin Scorsese.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Can you imagine?
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's crazy. He's been married 3 times, his wife Nancy, and he had one child, Cameron, who is also a filmmaker. And in 1981, he married Christina Forrest, and they have 2 children, a daughter, Tina, and a son, Andrew. And I didn't find much about Andrew, but Tina is also a director for his companies. And his third wife was Susanna Dorchester. Whatever. And they were married in 2011, and they were married until his death. And it was in 2009 that he got his Canadian citizenship.
Okay.
So he had dual citizenship.
Well, that's cool.
So I think that sounds interesting. He died in July of 2017 from aggressive lung cancer.
Well, okay. You see pictures of the making of Night of the Living Dead. George Romero standing there with a cigarette.
Right.
You saw him as the president in this movie smoking a cigarette.
But baby, in the 50s and 60s and
That's
70s,
what you did.
everybody had a cigarette in their hand. Everybody.
But even in like documentaries, like, best horror movie documentaries, like when they would interview George Romero, he's, a 70-year-old man sitting there with his big glasses and a cigarette dangling out of his fingers.
Yep.
So aggressive lung cancer, no shit.
Who's to know? Romero has deep roots in Pittsburgh. And with our podcast, we've talked about him before. We like him and we think he's wonderful. So we're going to call him a friend of the pod.
Sure.
As a teen, he began his career as a gopher on the film North by Northwest.
Yes.
I think we talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
And his first commercial film was a segment in another friend of the pods, Fred Rogers.
Oh.
He did, Mr. Rogers had to have some kind of surgery. I think it was a gallbladder, maybe? I don't know. But it was a little film about Mr. Rogers being sick and in the hospital and getting his surgery, which would have been suitable for children to understand how, sometimes parents have to go to the hospital. I thought, aw.
It sounds scary, but it's going to be okay.
I thought that was so.
Mr. Rogers was such a bright light that I really don't think it gets enough accolades. People are like, oh, Mr. Rogers was great. I don't think people really understand just how great Mr. Rogers was.
Right.
Did you know that Mr. Rogers was one of the first people on TV he had one of the people that came to the neighborhood was an African American man.
Yeah.
And he put his feet in a little wading pool with the African American man, and it was a huge deal that these two men were sharing this wading pool.
I remember that.
And oh my God, did you know that white and black people can do that together?
Yeah, get in the same water? What?
Yeah, crazy.
I know, but
so, on top of being just a genuinely good human being, he was, groundbreaking.
Yes. So in the early 60s, Romero and 9 of his friends formed a production company called 10 Productions, and they produced 1968's Night of the Living Dead. That was their first big collab thing. 70s and 80s brought lots of work. Early films were not as well received as Night of the Living Dead. But our movie and a movie called Martin, from 1978 have become well known.
I have tried to watch Martin.
Uh-huh.
And it's got a really slow start, which I don't know if that's just me being impatient or if it really is just like one of those like mega slow burn movies. The whole point of that movie is that it centers around like a 24-year-old boy, and he's weird, but he says that he's like an 800-year-old vampire.
Oh.
And he's weird. Could he really be a vampire, or is he just a fucking weird guy?
Oh, today he would be on the spectrum, probably.
Probably.
Interesting.
And there's a lot of it takes place on a train. I couldn't get into it, but I have tried to watch it. I believe it's on Tubi or Pluto, one of those two, or at least it used to be.
All right, I don't think I want to watch it.
It started off way too slow, and I was just like, I don't care if this goes into fast forward, somewhere in the middle. I can't get to the middle.
Right. And I read stuff about Romero being the king of slow burn.
Oh,
So,
okay. That makes sense.
but every movie, that's part of his thing, that slow build up to something. 78, Dawn of the Dead made $55 million in 1978.
We just bought it on Blu-ray, Dawn of the Dead, for $40.
Yeah.
Because that's what it costs to buy it used.
Holy cow. Well, $55 million $1978
That's crazy.
would be $280 million today dollars.
Damn.
Yeah, so I mean, this dude has made some big money. Creepshow came along in 82.
Yep.
And found cult classic success immediately.
Oh, because it's an anthology series.
Okay, Stephen King wrote.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Stephen King stars in one of them.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
And this led directly to the development of TV's Tales from the Dark Side that ran from 83 to 88.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I mean, Romero is deep into horror.
Yeah.
He said in one time he said he didn't want to do any more horror films, or any more zombie films, but everything he has done has been horror, zombies, just crazy stuff, I think.
Yeah.
That's his niche. Why would he want to leave it?
Well, maybe he wants to challenge himself. Making a zombie movie must be easy for him, the king of the zombie movie.
Yeah.
So,
I guess. Okay, the close of the 80s brought a movie Monkey Shines.
That was at the end of the 80s?
He closed this era with Monkey Shines, 1988.
Wow, okay.
About a service animal.
Yes, Monkey Shines is wild.
A service animal that was possessed or something.
No, I think what happens is that the story is a real vibrant, active young guy gets hit by a car, and he is wheelchair bound for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And they get him this monkey that hey, monkey, can you go fetch me a pencil?
Right.
Can you get me a glass of water?
Yeah.
The monkey can do that.
Yeah.
The monkey falls in love with him. And is jealous of his girlfriend, is jealous of one of the doctors that is, working to help him regain the use of his legs. The monkey goes on a murder spree.
Oh my God.
It's a wild movie.
It's called a sci-fi psychological horror movie.
Because who knew that, a service animal could do that?
Yikes. Okay.
Monkey Shines is great.
All right. I love the picture of the picture that they showed with it. This is like this deranged looking monkey, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I think it's a cute little monkey. I want a cute little monkey.
I know you do.
I don't want it to fall in love with me and then start killing people.
Yikes.
Oh, Monkey Shines is great.
Okay.
It's such a great movie.
The 90s brought a remake of Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, Tom Savini helmed that.
Yeah.
And Tom Savini had been set to do the special effects on the original, but he was sent to Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't do the effects on the original, but he did do the effects on Dawn of the Dead.
Okay. All right. And then George had a cameo in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, no shit.
Yep. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I've seen Silence of the Lambs 100 times.
And there was also, I didn't exactly understand what it was talking about, but there was a movie about a village of Bigfoots. People stumbled upon a village of Bigfoots in a secluded area. And George had a cameo in that too.
Oh.
So I guess, he wants to spread horror everywhere, even to the Bigfoots.
Sure.
Big feets, big foots, whatever.
Yeah.
In 1998, he did a commercial for a video game called Resident Evil.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
Resident Evil 2.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was thought that he would then direct the first Resident Evil movie. But that didn't happen. And that's when he said that he didn't want to do another zombie movie.
Because that is a zombie.
Yeah.
It's a video game and you're fighting zombies.
Oh, okay. And then he went on to write a script for an adaptation from Goosebumps.
Well,
Welcome to the Dead House. But it didn't pan out because another writer wrote something that whoever liked it better.
damn.
But then back in the 2000s, he's back at it. He did a remake of Dawn of the Dead, but
Yeah.
he wasn't really involved in that movie.
No.
That's where that other man came in.
Okay. Who did the remake? Was that?
Do you want me to look and see?
No, it'll drive me nuts though, but I know I have a copy of it.
So he was in it, but he was involved with it, but he wasn't really involved with it.
But he wasn't very hands-on involved.
Correct.
Okay.
A DC series then came along based on unused dead scripts, which how many dead scripts are there floating around?
There are several because we didn't talk about Day of the Dead, where they are experimenting on the zombies.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then he had a collab with another gaming company called Hip Interactive to create a game called City of the Dead.
Okay.
But financially and everything else, that kind of folded away. And it ended before it got started. 2014 brought another comic series from Marvel. And then in July of 2017, he passed away, leaving his kids to carry on his lineage. So, and they have done all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, the double feature I have with the remake of Dawn of the Dead has what is it, Land of the Dead?
Boy,
I don't remember.
There were tons of dead movies.
Yeah, there's a whole ton.
Yeah. And they talked about a lot of them because I am not an aficionado of this. I don't know this stuff. So, but I was surprised at the way they talked about how many there were and the fact that they did this whole Marvel comic series. I think it was a 16 book series.
That's cool.
Which
I don't think I knew that.
From all these unused dead scripts, I thought, how many are there?
Well, I mean, it gets to a point where, zombies take over the earth in 1968, and by 2015, what's left? What is humanity?
Right.
At that point.
Right.
And, there's a lot of room to do a lot of stuff with that.
Right. Absolutely.
Because that's a huge what if.
Uh-huh. So, he will live on in his children.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Let's see, I got a few awards and stuff that he has. In 2009, he was awarded a Mastermind Award by Spike TV, and it was presented by a friend of his, Quentin Tarantino, who said of Romero that the A in George stood for a fucking genius. That is such high praise to say something like that of a coworker in your industry. I mean, my gosh, that's just crazy. In 2015, he got the Bram Stoker Award for Lifetime Achievement. Of course he did.
Smile.
Me?
No.
Oh,
I'm trying to. Cheese. You bitch.
going over there.
Hold on. Well, now he moved. I can't do it.
Oh, you're trying to get a
I was
picture
trying
of...
to get a picture of Ash. And sometimes if you say cheese to the camera will take a picture.
Yes, I did know that. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
When it feels like it.
Yeah.
Talk
sorry.
about zombies.
This is that AI shit from last time.
Yes. Okay, I said the Bram Stoker Award.
Yeah.
In 2017, he got his star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood.
Okay.
He has a Lifetime Achievement Awards from the one I wrote down was the New York City Horror Film Festival, but he's got, I don't know, 10 or 15 achievement awards from all kinds of film festivals around the world.
Oh, cool.
We've talked about that before. I never realized that those film festivals were so important.
Oh, absolutely. If it doesn't do good at the film festivals, it's not going to do good in the theater.
Right. That's where they try out new stuff and they, and all of the technology that has come along in all these years of film. I mean, I just never realized how important it was.
Yeah.
And he is in the Online Film and Television Association's Hall of Fame.
Cool.
So this dude has been busy. He had an idea way back in the day in his little town in Pennsylvania, and he really made horror what it is today, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yay for him and his innovative thinking and kind of creepy.
Because without Night of the Living Dead, we wouldn't have Walking Dead, we wouldn't have the Resident Evil games or movies, everything would be completely different.
Yes, I absolutely believe that. It would have gone in a different way. But he was such a driving force that he brought everything to life. And he brought his buddies, the 9 other guys in that group, the 10 production. He brought those were all his just buddies. Those were guys he went to college with at Carnegie Mellon, and he brought them along. So, yay for him. I think I would have liked him.
Yeah.
He seems like,
and even in those documentaries, like, he just seemed like a normal dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. He just looks like a normal guy.
Just somebody's grandpa.
Yeah. Actually, I when I see pictures of him and just see stuff like that, I think of Parpoo.
Yeah.
Just sitting there with a cigarette, just taking it all in.
Just an everyman.
Yep, absolutely. And those are the kind of people that I like.
Yeah.
You hear about some of these producers and important people in film today, and I wouldn't want to know them. I wouldn't want to know them at all.
Yeah.
But guys like this, wish I knew that dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it just looks so cool. So give us a little bit of the trivia that you got.
Well, this movie didn't have a lot of trivia to start with.
Was that even a thought back in that day? That we would write things down like that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
The car in which Lane Carroll tries to escape from the military is a 1972 Dodge Coronet.
Okay.
Edith Bell, the lady who played the lab tech,
Yes.
is the wife of the film's presenter Lee Hessel.
Cool.
Lynn Lowry, who played Kathy, filmed a cameo in the 2010 remake.
Oh, cool.
Don't you lean back. Don't. He's getting. You're getting too comfortable, and you're gonna mess up my stuff. Get back here. Okay, I got an Ashmo on me.
Yes.
This was George Romero's first union film, but he also employed a lot of actors from Pittsburgh and non-professionals from Evans City and Zelienople.
Cool.
Zelienople? Does that sound?
I don't recognize that name, but
I don't know. That's kind of how it's spelled.
okay.
Sure. Here's another crazy name. Filmed in Evans City and Connoquenessing, Pennsylvania. Connoquenessing. Connoquenessing,
Baby, I don't know.
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Uh,
That's on the other side of Pittsburgh from where I lived. In Coriopolis.
oh, Lord. Okay. No Hollywood stuntmen were used in this film. Local firemen and licensed fireworks professionals handled all of the action sequences,
Oh, wow.
including the creation and use of blood squibs.
Oh my gosh.
I told you to look at how short some of these white suited people were. And that's because several of the white suited soldiers were actually local high school students.
A body's a body.
Yep. George Romero has two cameos. The first is as a local being herded into the high school, which I didn't see.
Right?
And the second as the head of the president of the United States, seen on a monitor screen, and all you see is the back of his head and his hand holding a cigarette.
Right. And I looked, and Richard Nixon was the president all during 1973. And he did not smoke. He was a Quaker. Remember?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he did not smoke or drink.
Huh.
He was just diabolical.
Oh. But he could embezzle and
Yes.
money launder and
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure. A lot of the audio mixing was completed in post-production, which includes the dialogue and stuff.
Yes. Because did you notice that their lips weren't
The masks and stuff. Yeah.
right? And when you did see people talking, it wasn't with the right lips. So get it? I get.
I think some of that is my TV.
Oh,
Because because my receiver, my sound system receiver is probably 20 years old.
it's just tired.
And it's just I don't think it talks as fast as my TV thinks.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Because my TV is only, 5 or 6 years old.
Right. But I just figured because everybody and their brother was in a gas mask that,
Yeah.
the whole conversations were not recorded at the time of filming.
I'm sure.
So that's what I assumed. Interesting.
The last little bit of trivia I have is that the burning house at the beginning of the film was a bit of serendipity for the crew. The local fire department was doing a controlled burn to practice firefighting.
Oh my goodness.
And the filmmakers and crew were like, hey, since you're going to burn this down anyways, can we film it? And they were like, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, why? And it turned out to be a big old movie.
And it turned out to be a good beginning to the movie.
How cool.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. We watched this because we have already lived through a global pandemic.
Yes.
That, was it man-made or not? Ooh.
Right. Who are you going to talk to today? That's who says what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And Ebola is knocking on our door, and Hanta virus is in the news as possible, widespread contagions. So,
I'd be more worried about the Ebola because hantavirus has been in the United States for many, many years, although not this strain of it.
right.
So, at the way people travel today, um, who knows who you're sitting next to on an airplane from Paris,
Yeah.
Taiwan, Cleveland,
God knows where.
You just don't know, and that's how stuff like that spread. And yeah, most of those people on that plane, they don't feel sick
Yeah.
until they get somewhere, and they've been sick for a couple of weeks, and boom, it hits them.
Yeah.
So I would be more worried about that. I mean, I know they're closing airports now and putting people in there to test people, but I think it's too late. I mean, that's been going on over there in the Congo.
Probably.
I think that's where it was noticed first. It's been gone for a couple of months now. So it is now widespread, not just, right in our community. So that's the one I would be worried about. And I don't think, I don't know a lot about that. I think it's an airborne thing, but I don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything about it. I just know that I don't want it.
No, because it sounds like a horrible death. We just watched a horror movie, and we've seen horror movies where people just start bleeding from their eyes and ears and skin and stuff. And I think that's what Ebola is.
Ugh.
It just, ew.
Especially now in the state of the US.
Right.
We're not part of the World Health Organization
Correct.
anymore because for why?
Right.
So and we have a guy that swims in raw sewage with his grandchildren.
Right.
And drinks milk in a sauna.
Who's directing our health department? Yeah. Right.
And it's just, I don't trust that they will have my best interest at heart.
Absolutely not.
When it comes to these viruses.
Right.
So it's scary. It's a scary time to be in the US.
Right.
And it was a scary time to be in the US during coronavirus.
Right.
Because we had our president on TV telling us we should drink 409.
Right.
What?
That's not how you get rid of a virus. And then he's telling people to take that
ivermectin.
A horse dewormer. Dewormer. What's that going to do for you?
Yeah.
And at that time, I was working in a pharmacy, and people said, "Oh no, people didn't get prescriptions." Yes, they did. They got prescriptions for ivermectin, and at that time, the pharmacist I worked with would not fill them because he counseled the patient that this is not going to do anything for you. You should not take this. But, that doesn't mean that guy can't pick up his prescription and go to the next pharmacy down.
Right.
And get it. I've worked with pharmacists that, hey, who cares what they take? They got a prescription, I'm going to fill it. Okay.
Yeah, that feels unethical.
I agree. And, I saw that too with the opiate thing that, when somebody comes in and wants a 30-day supply of OxyContin and they're going to pay cash for it, what? You're going to pay cash for more than $1,000 prescription? That doesn't seem right. And, it was not supposed to happen, but some pharmacist said, "Hey, they've got a prescription. I'm going to fill it."
Yeah.
And
Which is why, Walgreens and other pharmacies are, paying huge fines.
CVS and
Yeah.
Rite Aid's gone. They couldn't help it. Right. I get it, baby, but you know what? There were also pharmacists in those stores that I've worked in that had doctor list, pill doctors, that they wouldn't fill any prescriptions from that doctor.
Really?
And they were allowed to do that, and they made that decision. It was kind of our policy. We're not going to fill this doctor's prescriptions, but that's really straight up to the pharmacist himself. He's the one who takes the responsibility, if somebody, whatever.
Jeez.
But, that's really the pharmacist's responsibility. So how do you fix all of that? How do you,
With all of our systems being broken, I have no idea.
right. That's just, and that's the sad part of it. How we cannot fix this.
Yeah.
And by stepping out of the World Health and US Aid, there you're not helping anybody, and you're not helping us either by eliminating that.
Right.
Because those vaccinations and inoculations that those people were getting in third world countries, those were what were protecting us. And by stepping away with our money from these organizations, that hurts us.
Yeah.
But,
we because we're not billionaires, we're scum, so it doesn't
Right.
really fucking matter, and
right,
which is horrible.
right. Money talks and shit walks. And
Yeah.
here I am walking around.
Yep.
So, I think it's a no-win.
Yeah.
And is there anybody coming up in line that can help us?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
They will have their own agenda. So, are we going to go deeper into this craziness, this Kennedy thing where we go ahead and drink milk from a cow and eat roadkill? I mean, back in the day when you had your own cow and you drank the milk from that cow, that was fine. But you knew how to clean that, to prepare that cow to give you milk to drink. It wasn't just willy-nilly, not like these farms now that, you've seen it on TV, milking operations.
Yeah.
They cows go through a car wash, and then they get the machine attached to them. Who knows how clean they got?
Right.
But no, you shouldn't drink raw milk. I mean, this is 2026. Why are you drinking raw milk? Why are you eating dead stuff you pick up off of the side of the street, or even swimming in waters that you don't know about? Craziness.
Yeah.
Crazy. Gosh, when I was younger, probably back in the 70s, Ottawa River, we couldn't go in Ottawa River. And all those people that lived out in Point Place, they had those beautiful homes that they built there because they were on the river. They couldn't go in their backyards. But thank God they've gotten that cleaned up a little, and I don't know. We're all going to die. But I am not drinking 409.
No.
I'm going to keep my mask on, and I'm going to wash my hands. Oh my goodness. Some of the stuff I saw during the pandemic at the store. My God. Yeah, that was a time.
Yeah.
You were kind of insulated in your little office. Did you have to wear masks inside your office?
We did, but the way our office was situated, we weren't like on top of each other, kind of like we are now.
Yeah.
So we didn't, as long as you stayed in your little 4x4 foot area, you didn't have to have your mask on. But if you went to somebody else's desk, if you went into anybody's office, you had to have a mask on.
Okay. Okay.
If you went to the bathroom, put your mask on. I don't
Right.
care if you take it off in the bathroom, have it on when you come out and go in.
I see. I see. And there's nothing wrong with wearing a mask. That's for your protection. If in fact you are covering your nose and mouth.
Oh, all the people that were just such assholes. Well, they're taking my liberty away. Oh my God.
You're taking my liberty away if you get me sick, loser.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh man. Just some of the people that would come in and
There was a lady I worked with, and one of the nicest people you'd ever meet in your life. She was so fucking stupid.
Aww.
She was so incredibly dumb. And like it took her about a month of working for her to figure out how to punch in for the day.
Oh.
And I'm not being like facetious when I say this lady was stupid. She was very, very stupid. And she was out with COVID for a week. She came back, she had her mask around her lips, and she's just like, "Can you show me how to punch in?" I said, "First of all, don't breathe on me.
Right.
First of all, go away from me."
Right.
Everything about this body screams comorbidity. Go away from me.
Right.
Oh. And if I die because of you, I'm going to haunt your ass. I'm going to find you and I'm going to haunt you.
Man. She didn't get it though, did she?
No.
She didn't understand what you were even saying.
No.
Why is she saying that to me?
Why is Alexis so mean? Alexis is mean because Alexis isn't trying to die. I get paid enough for you to kill me. Go away from me.
Right. Oh my.
And, at that time I was a little worried because I'm big.
Baby, I know.
Big person. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm built like a linebacker. I'm big. And there was a guy at our one of the departments.
Yeah, another department.
He's about 5'5" and about 5'5".
Wow.
He's a big ass dude. Little tiny big ass dude. But he was on a vent for over a month.
Oh.
Like he was gonna die sick.
Oh my God.
And like, if he's gonna die, what's gonna happen to me?
Right. Baby, I get it.
So, it was a little scary.
Yeah.
Especially with, it's fine, it's nothing. You just need horse dewormer and 409.
That'll cure you. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, that was a time. I can't even imagine what the next pandemic, and I say this knowing that there will be a next pandemic.
Yeah.
Because we have gotten so far away from any kind of reasonable health thing.
Because we don't believe in science anymore.
Right.
Because there are so many fucking people that believe crazy people. And they don't believe in science.
Correct.
Listen, I know that science can lie to us. I know that they can lie to us.
Absolutely.
But,
but on the other hand,
we've gotten this far with science.
Right.
Think of how far we could go.
Right.
Think of how far we could go if we treated science better.
Right. Right.
Absolutely. Regular ass people that don't have super genes might be able to live to 120. Wouldn't that be nice?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And it's well documented that science is the reasonable thing to do. It used to be doctors didn't wash their hands between patients, and patients were dying like crazy. And then they thought, oh, maybe I should wash my hands. And wow, people started to be better.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It was that simple.
Yeah. Right. This Hanta virus thing, that's what killed Gene Hackman's wife.
Yes. Out west, there, and for many years, this has been a well-known thing that the mice out there all have that hantavirus. And people on reservations often die of that.
Damn.
Because they live close to the earth. And, a mouse, they see mice all the time. And the same with where the Hackmans live. They see wildlife all the time. It was not unusual, but the pee and the poo and the air and everything, and that's how you get it. It gets stirred up and then you breathe it in, and that's how you get that virus.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but the strain that is killing people from that
Cruise
is not the strain we have here in this part of the Americas. That strain came out of South America.
Yeah. Yeah, because tourists went birding at a dump.
Right.
What?
I get the birding thing. I mean, that's huge here in Toledo. People come from all over the world
I just saw
to Toledo to watch the bird.
just saw an actress on TikTok like, "Hey, I'm in Toledo to do the birding because I'm a birder."
Okay.
And I was just like, "Oh my god, I know who that lady is."
Yeah, I mean, they do. They come from all over the world to Toledo, but they don't go birding in a dump.
No.
They go birding on the lake, and they go birding in the,
There's
openings.
some nice trails over there off of the lake
Mm-hmm. Yes.
in Point Place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And but why would you pay? Why would you pay to go on a tour to watch birds at a dump?
I don't know. But, because isn't a seagull a seagull a seagull?
I
It's the only trash
Yes.
birds you see at the dump. You see exotic birds at the dump? What?
No, I can't even imagine that. And they'd been at that bird tour for 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
Oh, I can't.
I would be so fucking pissed if I paid to go on a tour and they're like, "Oh, today we're going to go to a city dump." And it's just like, "Excuse me?"
Right. I'd
No,
say,
we're
no,
not.
you're going to giving my money back to me.
That's not what I'm doing today.
No. So, whatever. Yeah, both of those people are dead now, and additional people. But, yikes.
It's crazy.
So, but there are people that came back to the United States that had been on that cruise. And, they had to go into quarantine.
Good.
I haven't
But
heard anything recently.
But
So,
in this version of America, what's quarantine?
right.
What does that mean?
I don't,
Drinking 409 and taking ivermectin?
I don't know, but there was a guy on TikTok that, he got sent to a hotel, or I don't know. He had a room, and all he had was the clothes on his back and a small, like a grocery bag of things. He had like an extra pair of underwear and a t-shirt or something.
Oh my god.
That's all he had when he was allowed to go there.
Jesus.
I get it. I'd burn everything else he had.
Yeah.
But yeah, he ordered stuff on Amazon and had stuff delivered to him. But come on, was he in a medical facility? Was he in an enclosed area? Exactly what is that?
Yeah, or did they just send him to,
Holiday Inn for the weekend?
Yeah, what?
I don't know. No, he wasn't at a Holiday Inn or something like that, because he showed around the room. There was a bed, a chair, a lamp, and a TV in there. That's it.
Oh.
That was all that was
okay,
in
so
it.
he was at a Days Inn?
Listen,
Okay, so he was at a Night's Inn?
I don't know, but it looked things. But where is that really a real place? These people, I can't even think. It's in a city, and I can't even think of where it is. Is it in Texas? Colorado? I don't
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't know we'd be talking about this, so I didn't bone up on my
Your CDC stuff.
page.
What's left of the CDC?
Right. Is there anything left? You know? Oh my God. I just don't even know. I don't even know anymore. I keep thinking we've only got another couple more years, but what else is he going to do in a couple more years?
Listen, as much as I am bitching about a pandemic and just, I don't want to be sick because I don't want to be sick.
Correct.
But for Big Daddy and I, the pandemic was very good for us. We didn't go out. We weren't spending money. We saved enough money to put a brand new roof on the house.
Yes.
We we saved money. And there so come on, global pandemic, I'm ready for you.
Yeah. Mama wants a new car.
But I don't necessarily want the whole sick and dying thing that goes with it.
Fear. I mean, there was fear. There was a lot of fear. As a retail worker, I worried every day. Is today the day I get it?
Yeah.
Is today the day that asshole comes up to me and spits on me? Because that happened.
Oh, I know. And listen, I'm so glad that Grandma was gone before the pandemic because you know what a fucking asshole she would have been.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
Just showing her ass in public every day. She would have shown her ass every day.
I have thought evilly. I feel like that's an evil thought. But I have thought of that. Thank God she passed before that, because
for the people that really knew my grandma, which I mean, it feels like that nobody really knew my grandma, because the grandma that I knew and the grandma that other outside people knew were two different people.
Two different people. Yeah.
And, no, she would have coughed on somebody.
Yep.
I know she would have been walking around with her mask around her lips.
Yep.
I know that she would have been one of those fucking asshole people that just had to be out in public.
Yep. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And having been, like I said, a retail worker, I saw those people every single day.
Yeah. Who was Grandma going to call when she got arrested for coughing on somebody?
Right. Right.
Because I would have let her sit in jail.
I have thought of that often over this last few years, and that's horrible to think of stuff like that. I don't know. But I mean, yeah, it was a real worry. People were really worried about it. And especially anybody who had someone who died from it.
I was reading a thing on Threads yesterday about celebrity conspiracy theories, but then it kind of devolved into just general conspiracy theories.
Okay.
But somebody said that COVID was a population control. And what was it?
Most of the people it killed were old people. They weren't reproducing. Were they?
No, but make room for all the people that are being produced.
Oh. Okay. No.
Listen, stranger things have happened.
You know what? You are absolutely right. And
would it have been? Absolutely. And the really fucking ridiculous response that we received as Americans, it's nothing. It's nothing. People are literally dying. Oh, it's nothing. We have to burn bodies. We don't have we have to rent refrigerated trucks because our
hospital is too full.
Can't hold. Well, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's nothing. It's cold.
Oh,
it's nothing.
But and if you get right down to it, conspiracy theories, there's got to be a little nugget of truth somewhere in there for that to start and grow like it does. So, maybe.
Or is it just that we've become crazy? That we because we are so chronically online, and we are both undertold and overtold things.
Oh, mhm.
Like, you know, is is this just mania? Like self-made mania? Or is it like a nugget of truth?
Well, that's not there's no answer to that because there
Because it,
has
it
to
could
have
be
been a
anything.
nugget of truth. But on the other hand, was there ever a nugget of truth? I don't know.
I don't know.
But COVID, yes. I know people who had family members die from COVID. So it was a real thing. It was a very painful thing, and I don't ever want to see that again. But unfortunately, I believe that there will be another one
Yeah.
because we have incompetent people handling our business.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I don't even know what to say anymore about it.
Well, now that we're talking about, the nearly dead and dying, what do you have on dead
I do
people?
have some dead people. Um, Doug McCain, the son of John McCain, he died at 66. It just said of sudden death.
Well, what does that mean?
Well, I think someone who had a father who died from heart stuff, I bet you he had a massive heart attack,
Oh, okay.
and he was 66. I mean, bad ticker, 66, suddenly died. I think it would probably be that.
Oh, okay.
Then we have Howard Storm at 94. He was a comedian, director, writer. He was in a movie that you recognized, Once Bitten,
Yeah.
and he did lots and lots of TV. Um, Mork and Mindy, Taxi,
Oh,
Elf. We love Elf, and whole lots more. Those are just the thing. Those were just the first three things I wrote down. He had a whole string of other stuff.
okay.
Um, Clarence B. Jones at 95. He was a civil rights attorney, and he worked side by side with MLK,
Oh, wow.
and he wrote part of the I Have a Dream speech. He
Oh,
was working with that group that wrote the I Have a Dream speech. Died at 95.
wow. Good for him.
Yep, here's another interest that I saw. Betty Reed's Soskin. She was 104 years old. She was the oldest U.S. Park Service ranger that we had. And after her retirement, which was only a couple of years ago, she worked as a volunteer at the Rosie the Riveter Memorial
Oh, wow.
that recognized women from the world wars that took over the jobs from the men. So 104, golly, that's crazy.
Yeah.
This is a crazy one. Mark Johnson at 49, he was a world-class skateboarder.
Oh, yeah.
And it said no cause, there was nothing talk about cause. There was no talk about illness or anything.
Mm,
49-year-old guy dead.
it's a little young.
Yep. Claude Lemieux at 60, he was a hockey player. He was very, very well known.
Okay.
He died by suicide.
My God.
What is going on? We see that every single time we have a movie. I have at least one person who has died by suicide.
Well, I don't know. Is there like a chronic illness? At 60, that's a little young, but like, is that a chronic illness?
Right. And a hockey player. I mean, he was, and back in the day, hockey
Yeah.
players were beat up
It was a
all
full
the
contact
time.
sport.
Yeah. So, yeah, golly, for anybody that we know that watches hockey. Does anybody watch hockey? I don't know. And then you told me last night about Kelly Lee Curtis
Yeah.
at 69. And I looked and it didn't say any cause of death again.
Jamie Lee Curtis had put out the death notice, and it was a really nice couple paragraphs.
Yeah.
About her sister.
Yep, it was a nice tribute.
Yeah. But it didn't have any details, which is fine.
Yeah.
You know, that's fine.
Again, 69.
That's young.
I think that's young because I am 69.
Yeah.
But, gosh, what is going on?
I don't know.
So yeah, that's a few that I got from the internets.
That's cool.
So yeah, I mean we all should respect our mortality, I think.
Yeah, I think we all should be, we should be up on our health, go see your doctor.
Yep.
Even if it's just, those free visits that you get every year, the blood test, the how are you feeling and are you taking your meds?
Yep.
Visit.
Yep. I have to agree with you.
Go do that.
Because we're not getting any younger and we're not getting any better. So take care of yourselves.
Yes.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Yeah. It sneaks up on you. I think often death sneaks up on you when you least expect it.
Well, I've already put my order in to go in my sleep. So.
I have also, but that's not the way it goes. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, it's a rough day. It's a rough day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I put my order in. I want to have a nice meal with my children. I want to go to bed happy, dream of happy thoughts, and not wake up.
Yeah.
And that's okay with me. I hope it's okay with you.
Yeah. I hope it's not for like another 20 years, but like...
I don't think I got another 20 years in me, baby. But could we say 10? I don't know.
Let's meet in the middle and say 15.
Okay. All right. All right. But you never know when your moment will come, and and talk to your family about that. We're very open in our family.
Absolutely. Make it crystal clear how you want things done.
Right.
And if you haven't, and I know it's an expensive thing, make a will.
Yep. Yes. Absolutely make a will.
Okay.
Because you just never know. But talk bluntly with your family to make sure that everyone who will make any decision for you at the end knows exactly what you would like.
Right. That's
you can get those durable medical power of attorney, but I've made it very clear to my children what my desires are in those final days, and I don't want to be a machine. I don't want to be a burden to them. And I have made it very clear what I want.
Yeah.
And do that with your family. Be that honest with them. And death is coming. It is coming.
It's going to come for us all.
Yes. So let everybody know what your choices are.
Yeah.
And if you choose to live on medically assisted, that's okay.
Yeah,
that is
absolutely.
all right. Me personally, I really would rather have the quality of life rather than quantity. And I've made that very plain to my children, who will make those decisions for me.
Yeah.
So I hope that they have the courage to do that.
Oh.
You know, we all say that, oh, we do. But when that moment comes,
I'm not going to let them plug you in.
Right.
Don't even bother plugging her in.
If there's absolutely no hope, don't bother.
Yeah, no.
It's Yeah, be honest with your family. Love them as hard as you can.
Yeah, and if you're in a situation like Big Daddy and I, where we are going to be all that we've got, get it in writing.
Yeah.
Get it in writing. Hey, so you can't go to Olive Garden twice this month. Get it in writing.
Right. Absolutely. And now Trump's trying to push through a common law type situation in I don't know if that's going to float or not. I mean,
Oh, I've heard he's been trying to do that this whole time, but I heard this was last year that he was going to be sending marriage certificates to couples that have been together more than 5 years.
right. It's
And
ridiculous. If they wanted to be legally married, they could have been legally married at any moment during that 5 years.
yeah,
There's a lot of things that don't revolve around marriage
right. And
and a piece of paper.
there is some security in that, and
There is.
Justin and I are not legally married, and I do worry about that, down the line, especially because we don't have it in writing. We don't have anything in
Right.
writing. We don't have power of attorney over each other. But when I went to the hospital, they did ask. They're like, is who is this to you? And I said, that's my partner, and that's my husband. And they're like, well, do you want him making medical choices for you? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, like, I guess. Well, my mom's not here to do it, so yeah, I guess.
Yes. I understand. It's not funny. It's not, but
I
it
don't
is.
know if it's going to be that easy.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, if we go further into this rabbit hole that we're in right now, I don't think it will be that easy.
Mm.
But on the other hand, do you want to run screaming right now? I mean, no, not yet. Not yet.
No.
Let's wait a little bit before we run screaming.
The only way Big Daddy and I are going to be rid of each other is if one of us is in a body bag.
Well,
I
I understand that.
He is stuck with me for the rest of his life, whether he likes it or not.
I don't know. Does he like it or not?
Well, I guess it depends on the day.
Okay. Or what you made for dinner last night. I
Right.
didn't like that dinner. Ow.
Yep. So,
I get it.
because we don't have kids to pass down our wishes to.
Right. Right. And his parents and your parents will be gone by then.
Oh yeah.
Unless you have someone who's trusted to you to carry that out. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. There's so many people. I know so many couples who don't have children. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
I worry about stuff like that. But there's no way in hell that I'd ever say, oh, well, then they should have had children. That's not the right answer
That's
either.
not the right answer.
And that's not my decision. That's a personal decision between two people. That's not for anyone else to say they should have had children.
Oh,
absolutely not.
And for us, 10 years ago, that wasn't a viable option.
Right.
I was in a bad place mentally. Justin was a hardcore alcoholic. We were not compatible with bringing children into the world.
Correct. I understand. And you are not alone in that.
No, and even now, while we're in a better position in life, I still don't think we could afford just simply to have children.
They're very expensive.
And,
yeah,
we have a good life as it is together, but, it wouldn't be good if there were, 3, 4 of us.
I understand completely.
Because we would be at the poverty line.
Yeah, baby, I get it. I absolutely get it. And how many other people are out there that should never have had children?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's scary to think about that, but
Have you heard the phenomenon of kids suing their parents for, I didn't consent to be born?
no, are you
Yes, that's a
kidding
thing.
me? Wow.
I don't know where those cases go, but I do know that there are cases being made.
Oh, wow.
I did not consent to being born. I did not consent to being raised by you.
Yikes.
And you owe me some reparations.
Wow. Okay. I personally don't think that's how it works, but wow. Okay.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
But on the other side of that is, okay, who raised that child? So there you go.
Right. That child was either given nothing or everything.
Right.
And there's really kind of no in between to that argument, I think.
I think so, yes. Well, I'm sorry, baby.
Whatever. I've made peace with that a long time ago. I don't want to be here.
Well, lately anymore. I
And
wonder why I'm here.
and I'm not going to go to the trouble, so
Right. That could get expensive unless you get one of those shyster type lawyers that only works if you win.
I don't know.
Who knows? Oh, that would be awful.
Well, I'm gonna get half of what you got left over anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Listen, if you wanted money right now, I would take you to the bank and get out anything I could. Anything that's in the bank, you can. You know that.
What do I
know
need?
that
To go buy more movies?
that you would spend it and you would blow it at the movie
At
store.
the movie store.
I know you would, and you know what? I'm okay with that.
So, that's why I have a job.
Yep.
You keep your pennies in your bank.
Okay. If I have to live 20 more years, it might be all that's left in the bank.
Well, that's fine.
My God, if gas is $5 today, what's it going to be tomorrow? And every time I go to the grocery store, I buy less and less, and it's more and more.
Yeah.
I quit drinking pop for a reason.
Oh my God.
I what am I going to do? Just have to quit eating for a reason?
Yeah. And my monsters are, $31 a case. You get
Yikes.
15 cans in it.
I understand though. I think I'm getting away from that Alani monkey,
Oh, okay.
but I would drink 2 of them right this minute if you had them. Honest to God, I would.
Yeah. That little girl that had a heart attack because of her Alani monkey, but she was drinking like 6 a day.
Well, I have had 2 a day on occasion, and I feel a little fluttery.
Yeah.
But I've never had more than 2 in one day.
Like I OD'd on caffeine once, and that's because I was drinking these water packets that I did not see that I just saw the flavor. It was like mango pineapple, and it was yum. It was delicious. But I didn't see that it had energy on it.
Oh.
And I laid in bed that night, wide awake, and I vibrated. My whole body vibrated.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So I can't imagine doing that on a daily basis.
Yeah. Oh my. Because those Alanis are really, they have 200 milligrams of caffeine in them. And if she was drinking 6 cans, wow.
Yeah.
I think that would even affect me.
No shit.
And I am not at all affected by, well, yeah, I am. Because like I said, I have in the past drank 2 in one day and felt a little breathless. I don't even know what it was, but I attributed it to drinking 2 Alanis in one day.
Yeah.
But hell yeah, drinking Alani right now in a heartbeat.
Oh, I don't. I only put enough Monster in the refrigerator for me to have one on the weekends, one
Okay.
each weekend day. I don't put any more in the fridge because I know that if I put more in the fridge, I would drink
They're
more.
there. They're available. Pop it open.
Yeah.
And I haven't been to the store. I do drink like that Liquid Death. But you got to watch that now. They've come out with some Liquid Deaths that have caffeine in them.
Mm,
But there's something about the Liquid Death flavor of water that I really like. And I don't really like water in cans,
yeah.
but Liquid Death does them really well. And I do like them.
I didn't like Liquid Death.
A lot of people say that, but I think there's something about them. I really like them. But yeah, it's been a whole week since I've had an Alani, and all I can think about is, gosh, I wish I had an Alani.
Oh no.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, my God. And those are $2.50 a can. Why am I buying that?
Yeah.
I don't need to buy something like that. Go get a drink of water out of the faucet. Get the hose from the yard. Get the
Oh.
drink out of there.
No, thank you.
Listen, I drank out of the hose a lot. I'm still not dead.
Listen, I'm a child of the 80s. And I'm still alive. So
Yeah, you lick dirt a lot. So maybe that's why you're still alive, because you did lick some dirt.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. I thawed chicken out of the sink. I drank out of the hose. I'm going to live freaking forever.
Sure.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well, I think we've had a productive show. Our next movie is going to be Escape from New York.
Yay.
I think that'll be fun. And it's a John Carpenter movie. We really don't have to talk about him. We have talked about John Carpenter ad nauseum
numerous times.
So if you wanna take some time off, that's fine.
Okay. Okay.
And we have to pick out some new movies.
We'll announce what's coming up next week.
Yeah,
for our next movie for sure.
We're at the end of our calendar, so we need to figure out what's next.
Yeah, we've got to get something good.
Yeah.
Although even though they've been horror, some of these have been awful movies. They've been okay.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about The Shining. That was just, oh my God, but it really was a good movie, wasn't it?
The Shining is more scary because, you've met Jack Torrance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jack Torrance is a real human being.
Absolutely.
And you've met Wendy. You know who Wendy is.
Yes, I do.
A woman that is on the edge of the knife, just waiting for somebody to knock her over.
Yep.
And that boy living in that chaos. We know those children.
Yes, absolutely. And everyone knows. Every single person knows those children.
I think that's the scary part, is that I don't think that the hotel drove Jack mad. I think that Jack was mad to begin with.
Yep.
And
it just all spilled out that day.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that's what's so frightening, why I keep thinking about that. That could happen to anybody. At any moment.
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to think about it. But I keep thinking about it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've seen some movies.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see some more.
How did you sleep after The Cell?
I thought that would be a rough one, but it wasn't as bad as Shining. But wow, that Cell, that was something else, that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful, but wow, that was weird.
Yeah.
But I know those people too. We all do.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll find something good to watch. And, you can always tell us what you'd like us to watch. Just hit us up.
Yeah, let us know. We we have the Facebook group on Facebook, Movies with My Mother. We're on TikTok, obviously. And go watch today's. Oh, we didn't talk about what we ate.
My goodness.
All they eat in this movie is like cold canned soup.
Yeah, there's
And
a guy with a sandwich.
Yeah, I'm not.
And an orange.
I'm not going to do that.
No, we've had sandwiches recently.
So we just went on our own and I got breakfast. Mom got lunch.
Yeah, I had chili mac for my dinner.
It was delicious.
Breakfast. It was. Love Coney Island.
Yeah.
Love them.
From Bedford, Coney Island.
Yep. They cook us good.
Yep. And yeah, go watch our TikTok. We're wearing respirators.
Yeah.
And Justin
and shouting. Shouting.
And Justin busted out his gas mask from when he was in the Navy.
Yeah.
In the early aughts.
So we had his head, but not the rest of him, just his head. or a head wearing the gas mask.
Yeah, it was a head. Justin's at his dad's house. He's fine.
Yeah.
He'll be here to annoy me momentarily.
Yeah, with the lawnmower.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you guys we're back on track too.
Yes.
So we'll see you in a couple weeks.
All righty. Bye.
Bye.